Joining me now is Unity Council board member Zsuzsa Gyenes, who will be at the anniversary event tonight, and Mom's Clean Air Force member Misti Allison, who still lives in East Palestine, Ohio. Zsuzsa, I want to start with you. Can you tell us about your story? I know you no longer live in East Palestine due to the derailment, but you feel it's necessary to still advocate for change.
Absolutely. I was forced out of my home. I didn't want to leave. I would love to go back to February 2nd and have my life back. But my son got sick and I got sick. And there's a lot of unanswered questions about our future that I need to pursue to be able to sleep at night. So I feel like I need to keep doing this because it could happen anywhere else I move to as well.
Zsuzsa, well, may I ask you how the health is for you and your family?
We've been okay. We have some genetic issues and autoimmune issues. So those have been at bay since we left the area. Anytime I've tried to go back, though, I do get sick again. But my son's been getting a rash since the derailment that comes and goes. It's currently unexplained. But for the most part, we're doing okay outside of the area.
And Missy, you wrote in The Hill, you actually wrote a piece, and I want to pull up some of that. One night, as my 7-year-old son climbed into bed, he turned to me and asked, "Mommy, am I going to die?" Then began to sob. Even after all we had been through, this was a new wound. It cut straight through me. I was assured my son that no, he was not going to die from living in his own home. People are here to protect us, I said. Meanwhile, my mind raced. Did I tell my son a lie? Are we safe in East Palestine? Talk to us about your experience.
Thank you for having me on today. Yes, that is something that I did write recently, something that I've never done before, but when the opportunity presented itself, I thought it was so important to say yes and to continue this conversation because 6 months into this whole ordeal, there are still a lot of unmet needs. And do I know if it is safe to stay in East Palestine? Honestly, 6 months in, I still don't know. We are in East Palestine. We love East Palestine and we do want to stay here, but only if it is safe. I never thought in a million years that I would be in the midst of a chemical calamity, but here we are. And it's just something that just feels like it's out of an apocalyptic movie that we're still continuing to live through this day.
Or, Misty, be forced into the position of advocacy. I have to believe you had other things going on in your life where you're like, I didn't need this taking up my time.
That is very true. I have 2 kids, a dog, a husband. I have a full-time job, so much that was already on my plate as well. And so this definitely wasn't in my 2023 personal or professional development plan. But just like Zsuzsa as well, it's something that I think, especially for moms, this is really like a mom partisan issue. So moms will stop at nothing to ensure that their children are going to be safe. And so I would say that's probably the biggest reason why I've taken such a stand. A lot of these opportunities have presented themselves to me. And so I have just continued to say yes and to really advocate for myself and my family and for all of the people that are still suffering to this day.
And Zsuzsa, how does that tie into the Unity train in today's event? I know residents were asked to write on rocks and line them up in a train, but what are you hoping to achieve by this?
Yeah, we wanted something low-key, fun, meaningful, just a way to represent solidarity amongst all the impacted communities. We have a lot of unanswered questions. We're still here. We're still fighting. Like, we still want what's best for our families. And this is an opportunity to show that in a visual way and bring people together for that moment of silence and reflection.
And Zsuzsa, tell me what Norfolk Southern is doing to provide help half a year later.
Not a whole lot. I mean, personally, they're covering my reimbursement for my hotel, which is nearly $4,000 a month. But they can stop at any day. I still am fully responsible for replacing all of our belongings and finding somewhere new that's comparable. They're not offering any real medical monitoring at this time.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.